How many times will I say blush instead of brush in this video? The world will never know. Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I'm Isa, and if you're new here, welcome. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that I can see you every single week. In today's video, I am focusing on my beauty tools. Now, I never really talk about my brushes or sponges or anything. I recently, a few weeks ago, got a comment asking if I could do a video on my favorite brushes or like the brushes that I use, and I was like, this is a good idea. So thank you to whoever requested that. I'm doing it today. I have been collecting my tools over the years. I've been into makeup for over 8 years now, so I've been collecting them slowly. I didn't really just get all of these at once. I just want to clarify that I have a lot more tools than the ones I'm going to show you today, but these are the ones that I use the most in my videos and the ones that I just use the most in my everyday life. I usually stick to more affordable options for tools. There are some great higher end brushes and sponges and whatever, but I also like to stick to the drugstore ones because I don't have a bunch of money to spend on that yet. I like to try different brands. I don't stick to one brand specifically. So yeah, there's a pretty big variety here, and today I just want to break my brushes down and show you what I use and what I use it for. So if you're looking to get some new tools or just want to learn about the tools that I use for your benefit, let's get to it. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna talk about categories, first going with the face, then eyes, and then miscellaneous and lips. And the first thing I want to start with is actually not brushes, is sponges. I actually use sponges all the time for my face. I prefer using sponges. I love the original Beauty Blender. I think it's really nice, but it's very expensive. So I also reach for my Real Techniques Complexion Perfection Sponge a lot. And the mini ones of these I love using for concealer. They are lifesavers. So yeah, in general, sponges are the shit. I could do my entire face only using sponges. Like, I don't need anything else but sponges. I'll be good to go. These are perfect for foundation, for concealer. Sometimes I even powder with them. I like to apply cream bronzer, cream blush, cream highlighter with these. They're great for everything, and I love having different sizes. This is great for concealer and also blush, and if I want to get super precise with contour and stuff. So yeah, sponges are my children. If you have yet to use or incorporate a sponge into your routine or your toolkit, you need one. You definitely need one, and you can thank me later. I also, of course, have some brushes that I love to use when I'm using powders or also for creams. So let's quickly go through them. I first want to start with a foundation brush, which is actually not affordable. This is from IT Cosmetics, and this is a Heavenly Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. And this has like a foundation side and a concealer side. And this was expensive. This was really expensive, but it's one of the greatest investments I've ever made. This is beautiful. Every time you wash this, you don't even have to worry about like the bristles like splaying out or this like, you know, decomposing like others do, because this is just everything to me. It's perfect for travel. This blends foundation so nicely. It's very dense, but it's still a little fluffy, so it gets the job done. And it also has a concealer side, which admittedly I don't use a lot to blend concealer, but I use it to place concealer and to blend like concealer on my face. 10 out of 10. For powder, I used to go in with big brushes, but now I like to be more strategic about my powdering, so I like to use the e.l.f. blush brush. e.l.f. makes insane brushes, like insane brushes, and I love this one with my whole heart. It's supposed to be for blush, and you could totally use it for that, but I love to use it to powder my under eyes and my T-zone. I can use it to powder my whole face, and this will just deposit the powder in an even way. It won't go overboard. Sometimes I feel like if I'm using a really big brush, it kind of disturbs my makeup. This one doesn't do that, and it's very easy to be careful with it. It's also like less than $5. It's unbeatable. Then I have a few brushes that I use for cream. The first one I have right here is a Real Techniques brush. Honestly, I have zero idea of what the name of this is because it rubbed off, but it's kind of like a domed one. It came in a set that I got way back, one of my first sets of brushes that I ever purchased. Real Techniques makes insane brushes. I love them. And this one is so perfect for my cream bronzer or cream contour. It's just small enough so that I can go into my cheekbone, and it blends everything really well. It's dense, so it will really pack on the product, but it also blends it out really nicely, so I love this one. And then similar to that one is this Morphe M536 that I like to use for blush. You could really use this for anything, but I like it for blush because it's kind of like tapers in and it's so easy to just apply it. Oh, you could also use it for bronzer, honestly. Like, these two go hand in hand. I just like to keep them separated because I don't wash them too often. But yeah, this one is great. Morphe also makes great brushes and you can buy them individually, so I love it a lot. I've had it for a few years and it's still going strong. If I am going for more of a powder cheek products, then I definitely use different brushes. The one that I like to use for bronzer is the MAC 135S, and I love this one because, as you can see, it's kind of like flat, but it's fluffy as well. It kind of tapers and it feels really luxe. It feels really nice. It's very soft and I love to use it for bronzer. It's even a little bit stained from all the bronzer I used with it. The way that it's flat, it just hugs the cheekbone so well, and it just works because it also blends everything out. It's perfect for the bronzer over here, it's perfect for the jaw, it's honestly perfect for everything. I really like it, and it's more of a unique shape. I don't really see this shape a lot, so I enjoyed this one. And then for blush, for powder blush, I like to go in with the Real Techniques blush brush. This one is a little bit big for my face, but it is tapered, so it works perfectly because I can just use the tip of it. Blends everything really nicely. I love the way that it feels on my face. Even though it is a drugstore brush, it is great quality, and it gets the job done. It's really, really nice. And then for highlight, last but not least, I don't really use a lot of powder highlighters, but when I do, I go in with the Morphe M510, which honestly, if you have bigger eyes than I do, you could even use this as a blending brush for your eye, but this could never work for me. I really like this one because it's tiny and it's easy to just place things where they're supposed to be and blend them out precisely. I really like it. Again, Morphe brushes are great, a great bang for your buck, and this one feels really great on the skin as well. That is it for the face. I mainly like to keep my brushes on the smaller size, even though some of them are a little bigger, but my rule is to keep them on the smaller size because I have a really small face, and using smaller brushes just gives me a more precise application and keeps things from getting too messy. And I also like to separate. If I'm using a blush, I'm only using one brush for that. If I'm using a bronzer, just one brush for that. I like to mix them because then things can get muddy. So that is the face done. Moving on to eyes, I have a lot of eye brushes, like an extreme amount, but mainly I think that the most important eye brushes that you need are blending brushes. Now let me get my collection of blending brushes over to you. Blending brushes are everything, and they look like this if you've never actually used a blending brush before, and these are perfect for literally everything. For the crease, for some precise work, they're perfect for smoking things out and making sure your blend is beautiful. Now my thing is that I like to really separate the sizes of them. I like to use something like this one. It's the Morphe M505 to set my lids. So whenever I just need to set my lids after primer, go in with a little bit of powder, this does the job for me because I have very small eyes. Again, this could be a perfect like crease brush for someone with bigger eyes than me. I can't do that, it gets messy. But then I also have smaller ones. I have different sizes. Like for example, this Real Techniques brush that again doesn't have a name. It's a little bit smaller than that one, but it's still fluffy and big enough. And then I have super tiny ones like this Morphe M562. It's really small and I like to use this for more precision work. Also same with this Morphe M507. It's similar, it's smaller, and this just makes it easy for me to control things. Also my eyes are small, so this works perfectly for me to blend things on my eye without getting too messy or going, you know, above where I want to blend. So they're perfect. Morphe has really, really great ones that are tiny. I definitely recommend going for tiny brushes. Even if you have bigger eyes, tiny brushes for like adding a black when you're doing smoky eyes or doing more precision crease work, they work beautifully. This one's another smaller one, but it's a little more compact. This is the MAC 221S. Really like it as well. And then I have this one that's a little like, it's a blending brush, but it's a little more tapered, as you can see. So this is great if you're doing more of like very precise crease and you don't want it to go below or above. Something like this would be great. This is the Morphe M433 if I hadn't said it yet. And then again, Real Techniques, this is, I don't know the name of this, base shadow brush. Something like this you can use to apply cream shadows because it's synthetic. You can use it to blend. Really nice and really affordable option as well. So those are my preferred blending brushes. I would say if you don't really have a bunch of eye brushes and you're looking to invest in some but you're not sure which ones, go for blending brushes first. They will save your life. Then I have some flat brushes. I honestly don't use these that much because I usually, if I just want to apply something flat, I'll go in with my finger and apply it, but they're good to have as well. I have this one, it's I think by Crown, and it's like a dual-ended one, so it has like a smaller size and a bigger size, and these are great if you're like maybe applying like something to your eye and you want to kind of cut the crease. You could do that. If you just, you know, want to lay some product down and you want to use your finger, these are great. I don't reach for it all the time, but it's a good one to have. And then I have this one. This is really tiny. No, you know what? This is more of a precision brush, which I'm gonna talk about right now because I think precision brushes are also very important. I have quite a bunch here, and we have the one and only pencil brush. Now this one is great if you're just wanting to smoke something out in your lash line, maybe a liner, also for precision work if you just want to pat down and lay things down in the outer corner. Having one of these is necessary and it will save you a lot of time. And then I have a bunch of like small-ish precise ones. I have this one by Real Techniques. This is the accent brush. If you follow Samantha Ravindal, she loves this and she can never remember the name of this. This is the one and it's so affordable. I have this one by Morphe. This is the E35 Cult Classic. You can't even see it. It's so small. This is perfect if you just want to like add the tiniest bit of color to your lash line, or you want to do something super precise. Love it for that. Then I have this one. It's a little bit bigger and fluffier, the one that I was about to talk about when I was talking about the flat brushes, but this is not a flat brush. This is the Sephora Pro Shader, and this one is just a little bit bigger and fluffier, so it's gonna be easier to blend things out. This is more of a blending one, but because it is small, it's perfect for preciseness. And then I have this one is by MAC. This is a 210. If you're into doing eyeliner or like you like graphic eyes, something like this, dude, amazing. It's gonna change your life because it's so tiny and it works beautifully. Now, if you want to do wings, this brush is everything. This is a Sigma Winged Liner E06 brush. It's amazing. It's an angled brush, but it's so small you won't even be able to see it, I think. It's perfect for winged liner on yourself. It's perfect for doing winged liner on other people. I love it so much. It's great and it's a must. I don't hear enough people talking about this one, and if you're a fan of winged liner, you need this brush. Last but not least, I have this Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush. Now this is a brow brush. I think we all should have at least one brow brush that has a spoolie. Spoolies are great for just, you know, doing up the brows and making sure everything is blended out. But this one is also perfect for filling in your brows because it is small, it's tiny. You need something tiny. You can go in with something super fat because then you're not going to get preciseness. And it's also super flat, so it's easy to create brush strokes. Wow, I'm having a hard time today with the English. But yeah, it's easy to create brush strokes, and I also love this for eyeliner or to do like a faux wing with eyeshadow. I don't usually use this all the time, but if I need something like super precise, because this is so flat at the tip, it makes it very easy. So I mostly use it for brows, but you can also use it for liner and eyeshadow. It's more of an expensive brush, but I definitely would invest in it. I've had it for quite a long time and it's still intact. The shape is perfect. The spoolie isn't like moving around. It's still looking good. It still serves me, and you can use it for more than one thing. So really good, and the spoolie is always a must. I feel like that is it for my go-to eye brushes. If you ever see me blending with stuff, it's mostly these. If you ever see me doing liner or precise stuff, it's mostly the ones that I showed you guys. They're my staples and the ones that I use the most. Again, because I have smaller eyes, I tend to go for smaller brushes. So definitely consider your eye size and shape whenever you're purchasing your eye brushes. We can move on to some miscellaneous tools that I think you should have, and I'm including lip brushes in that one. Now, if you're like me, you're bad at applying lipstick, especially if it's bolder lipstick, so I definitely have to have a lip brush. Now, I have two right here. One from Sephora, which is the lip brush. These are old. Sephora probably makes different ones now, so I'm gonna, as always, just link everything down below, and for the ones that are old, I'm gonna link like replacements or dupes. But this one is just like more of a flat one and it's smaller. And if I want something that's a little bigger for when I'm feeling bolder, I have this one from Krylon. This one came in a set and it wasn't meant for lips, but I like it for lips because this is very flat And when you apply the lip product, it is so easy to just like run over your lip because it is so flat. You can really manipulate it and make it your own. These are kind of like more miscellaneous. You definitely don't need them. But if you're bad at applying lipstick, or if you have tiny lips like I do, a lip brush could be really beneficial. So maybe having one in hand is necessary. Tweezers are always a good tool to have to clean up your brows if you do them yourself, or to apply falsies if you wear falsies, or just in general. Tweezers, man, are a must. These ones are by Tweezerman. They're amazing. I love them. I do my own brows with them, but I also use them in the off chance that I'm using falsies. So tweezers are always a must. Even if you don't do a lot of makeup and you don't use tools, tweezers are important. And that, my friends, is a wrap on my must-have beauty tools. If you ever watch my tutorials, these are the tools that I'm using most often than not. Thank you to the person who requested it. I hope this helps you, but I hope this helps everyone as well. I definitely haven't purchased brushes in a while. These have all been in my collection for a long time. As long as you are washing them regularly, but also taking good care of them, they're gonna last you a long time, even if they are more affordable brands like Morphe or Real Techniques. And remember, if you're just starting out your collection or just looking to purchase some new brushes, you don't have to spend a bunch of money to get amazing quality brushes. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, then make sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, it helps me out a lot. And if you're into easy and real makeup and beauty content, then make sure to subscribe. I am here every week, and I would love to have you join part of my little YouTube community. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you had as much fun as I did and you learned something new. And I do hope to see you right here, same time, same place, next week. I love you guys. Bye! Mwah!